Good evening. It was by any measure an astounding victory. The Liberal Democrats have taken control of what was one of the safest Conservative seats in the country, North Shropshire, where former MP Owen Paterson had a huge 23,000 majority. But then that lobbying scandal and his subsequent resignation.
The Lib Dems were hopeful of taking advantage of the current woes facing Boris Johnson's government, and in the early hours of the morning, Helen Morgan was declared the winner, securing her own majority of nearly 6,000 votes. Well, for more on this, we're joined live by our reporter Lewis Warner in Market Drayton and our political correspondent Alison Mackenzie at Westminster. Lewis, we'll come to you first, and all eyes are on what's been an absolutely momentous shift in North Shropshire.
Yes, well, here in Market Drayton, as with other towns and villages like it in North Shropshire, voters have rejected the Conservatives. That rejection goes right to the top of the party. Ever since the by-election was triggered by the resignation of Owen Paterson, this quickly became more than about local politics. Campaigners on all sides said on the doorsteps they faced questions from voters about Tory sleaze and an alleged Downing Street Christmas party. Ultimately, that became too much for the Conservative candidate to face down. Our political correspondent, Alison Mackenzie, reports now on one of the biggest political upsets in recent times.
On the march from Oswald Street to Westminster, and no doubting the message they want to send to the ruling Conservative Party and its current leader.
So, without further ado, on the count of three, we are going to burst Boris's bubble. So let's hear it. 3, 2, 1.
Every vote has to be counted. They started piling up high for the Lib Dems. They smashed the Tories' 23,000 majority, resulting in a massive 34% swing in their favour.
Morgan, Helen Margaret Lillian, is duly elected as the Member of Parliament for the North Shropshire constituency.
Tonight, the people of North Shropshire have spoken on behalf of the British people. They've said loudly and clearly, Boris Johnson, the party is over. Your government, run on lies and bluster, will be held accountable. It will be scrutinised, it will be challenged, and it can and will be defeated.
Defeat for Neil Shastri Hurst, the first time a Conservative has lost here for more than 200 years. The theme of trust in Boris Johnson was picked up by the former Lib Dem leader Tim Farron on the rally today.
I don't mind the country being led by someone I don't agree with. I do mind the country being led by someone I don't trust.
All week, the Prime Minister has been promoting his booster message. He was asked today, do you accept responsibility for the defeat in North Shropshire?
Clearly, the vote in North Shropshire is a very disappointing result, and I totally understand people's frustrations. I hear what the voters are saying in North Shropshire, and in all humility, I've got to accept that verdict.
Another by-election win for the Lib Dems, another defeat for the Tories.
Well, it seems, Lewis, like a very clear message from voters. What's been the reaction from the people you've been speaking to there in North Shropshire today?
Well, I've been travelling around the constituency, gauging reaction from voters from Oswestry here to Market Drayton. One thing that struck me was the sheer number of Liberal Democrat campaign signs that people are showing outside of their homes. It seems they are proudly and openly showing their support for the party, which perhaps suggests it's more for them than just a protest vote against the government. Now, one voter I spoke to told me how she screamed with joy when she found out the result this morning. Another said she feels that people are just using this vote as an opportunity to hurt a Prime Minister they've never really liked.
Everything's being blown up out of all proportion, and it's a bandwagon for people to jump on who didn't like him anyway. So
because it's letting the major parties, the other two parties, know that people are not happy.
I think the other part is the old promises and they never come up with the goods.
OK, it's better about it. I feel like they'll do more for the people than the previous. So, yeah.
I think a lot of people are, they feel that they've had enough and it's time for a change.
Well, this was one of the safest Conservative seats in the country. Other Midlands Conservative MPs will now be looking at their own majorities, looking at what happened here in just a matter of weeks, and hoping nothing like that could ever happen to them. Many Conservatives support this Prime Minister because they see him as a winner. He's certainly not a winner anymore, at least not here in North Shropshire.
OK, Lewis, for the time being, thank you very much indeed. Enjoy the rest. I know it's been a busy 24 hours for you. Well, let's go live to our political correspondent, Alison Mackenzie, for more analysis on this. Alison, high drama in North Shropshire, as we heard, and a dramatic day for Westminster as well.
It certainly is. It's something of a disaster for the Conservative Party. This was true blue heartland, not now, and normally this place could rely on places like North Shropshire to return solid Tory candidates as MPs. I spoke to Owen Paterson today. I contacted him asking if he wanted to make a comment on today's result. He said no, not free. And I contacted five Conservatives with thin majorities in the West Midlands. Are they looking and being worried? Are they still happy for Boris Johnson to be their party leader? 4 did not reply to me. They're all red wallers. They took that red wall in 2019. 1 did reply, saying of course he's happy to proceed with Boris Johnson. We'll find out soon whether voters agree with that.
OK, Alison, thank you.